Welcome back, YouTube. This is Trilla with Blerdsbgaming, and just a really quick recap on what's going on. So Sonny and McChicken went to the diner and questioned their informant Zip about Natasha and Ibn Wessler, and now they're at the club, and we're gonna see what happens. Thanks for joining us, and let's just get started.
So this is the famous Czar Club.
More like infamous, Marty. It's not for our kind, that's for sure. And I don't mean that they don't like foul here.
Well, at least we don't have to be afraid that they see you as a detective, Boss Bird.
Very funny, Marty.
So what are we gonna do now?
We find Natasha, the broad who sent me the message, remember? But first we need to get into the club. And Marty, please, don't monkey this up.
Excuse me? On behalf of the well-respected and noble primate community of Clawville?
I honestly don't think Sonny cares.
Cut the crap, Marty. Let's focus on what we're here for, okay?
As you say, Boss Bird.
Okay, so we have a lot to look at here. Advertisement, tower, newspaper, bouncer who looks really intimidating, and a stork lady in a nice fur coat. I'm wondering about that. And then we have Lewis. Lewis is here. So let's just start from the left.
You know, seeing this, I can't wait for the show.
The girls?
New Year's Eve's once a year, right? And we're not on duty.
Have I asked how Laura's doing?
Whoa, hey, I was just kidding, okay? My relationship with Laura is unwavering, like the rhino beauty on this picture.
Interesting taste you've got.
Feathers, scales, or dermal armor, a lady's a lady, my friend.
Thank the wild gods for self-sacrificing gentlemen like you.
Okay. Lewis, what are you doing here?
Hey, that's your old friend, right? Wait, what was his name? Lawrence? Lamar? No, Liam.
Lewis. Yes, it's him.
To be honest, Sonny, I always thought that guy's not all there in the head.
Nobody's perfectly sane in Clawville, Marty. But if not for this old rabbit, I wouldn't be here today. I'll never forget that.
Should I thank him for that?
Or kill him for it.
You're reading my mind, boss. Honestly, I think these types of women only see faceless tuxedos, cufflinks, and wallets. And in the mirror, they're just brooches, necklaces, and earrings.
Don't be so radical, Marty. They're women. They live by different rules.
That was kind of deep.
It's not. Just bullshit. There's more where that came from.
I was wondering.
Ooh, teach me, master.
When you're old and wise like me, you'll realize none of it is worth a damn thing.
Wait, that was deep again, right?
Maybe it was, Marty. Maybe it was.
Amazing.
Okay.
One day, neon signs will cover the whole world, I'm telling you.
You read that in some kind of science fiction book?
No, it's just what I think.
Oh, so you have your own thoughts now. The world's really moving forward.
Pluck off, Sonny. Whoa, look at that. Isn't that the new...
It is, Marty. A brand new 942 Silver Hawk. Haven't seen such beauty since I left Averia.
Of all that's furry.
Maybe it's Ibn Wessler's. I guess he's no paper tiger.
Yeah, he sounds like a fellow who drives around in one of these. Lucky bastard.
The Codex. Is it Avira? I think he said Avaria, but I'm not sure. Anyway, A country inhabited exclusively by birds, it's a picturesque modern place governed by a democratic parliament. It's bordered by 2 seas and its economies built mostly on air transport, commerce, and its aerial military. The country's on neutral terms with almost every other nation, and except for the Great Meat War, had kept this standpoint all throughout known history. You know anything about the Meat War?
Huh, I like this.
Why is that?
I don't know. 'Cause it's moving, I guess.
You're a simple bird, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Do you remember when the Clawville Chronicle was a really high-quality newspaper?
You mean when they wrote something about us daily?
Yeah. What exactly happened to them?
Well, they got bored with us, Marty. And to be honest, so did I.
But still, here we are working together again. Funny, huh?
Yeah, hilarious.
We might read that codex a little later. Let's just go ahead and talk to or look at the bouncer.
Jeez, look at that guy.
That's not a guy. That's a demon. Straight from the dog-eared pages of a cheap detective novel.
Yeah, I bet his name's Bill.
Nah, he's definitely a Bob.
$5 for Bill?
Okay, I'm in. Howdy, pal.
Gentlemen, how can I help you on this wonderful, chilly night?
We're expected in the VIP lounge.
My apologies, but I don't remember ever seeing you gentlemen here before. May I ask?
Stop right there, big guy. I get it. Yeah, I know exactly how this works. So what do you have to do to get in?
Nothing's easier, sir. Are you on the list?
The list? Yeah,
Don't tell me you forgot.
I'm afraid I did, Marty. Sorry, big guy, but I'm pretty sure we're not on the list tonight.
That's a shame. I'm really sorry, sirs. In that case, you can't come in.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
My pleasure, gentlemen.
I'm gonna go with Natasha Katsenko. Or maybe Lewis.
What can you tell me about the first lady of the place, big guy?
You mean Miss Natasha Katsenko, sir?
You're right on point, pal.
Nothing you don't know already, sir.
Just try me.
Well, she owns the place.
And, that's it? Well, that's, unbelievable.
Pardon, monsieur, but I'm not permitted to say anything more.
What is Lewis
Say,
doing
big
here?
guy, you know Mr. Lewis Hayworth?
But of course, Mr. Hayworth is an impeccable gentleman, and also a frequent visitor of the club.
Is that so? Good to know. And?
I'm afraid that is all, monsieur.
I did not have Bill Bob, pegged as French, but I like the accent. Okay, police badge.
Look, I really don't want any trouble, but...
It is even more inconvenient for me, sir, but this place doesn't like coppers. Forgive the slang. I can't let just anybody in, and there are some I am strictly forbidden to. Please, you have to understand.
Listen here, you cow. Do you have any idea who we are? You ever read the papers?
Of course, I know who you are, sir. I read the news and more, and I must admit it's an honor to meet you in person, Mr. Sonny Featherland and Mr. Marty Chicken. The Bell of the Pantheress is one of my favorite books.
Oh my God, not the books again.
So it would be terribly inconvenient for me if I had to use force on you, gentlemen.
What did you just say?
Old McChicken is ready.
Relax, Marty. This guy has chicks like you for breakfast. Thanks for the information, pal. Have a nice night.
Thank you for understanding, gentlemen, and forgive me for my austere composition.
No problem, Shakespeare.
Okay, so really nothing else to ask him, I don't believe. How do we get in? We weren't able. Oh, so now we can talk to this. I didn't think we were able to before. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Sonny, my dear friend.
Hi, Lewis. This is my partner, but I'm sure you already know.
You have no idea how happy I am to meet you, Mr. Marty. I'm a big admirer of your work.
Pleasure's all mine, Lawrence.
Lawrence? Anyways, so the legendary Chicken Police back together? Isn't it amazing news?
Don't ruffle my feathers, Lewis. Those days are long gone. We're just here for the entertainment. Or something like that.
I see. Well, that's a shame.
See you inside?
I have something to do, my pal, but I'll try to make it for the main event.
Okay then. Catch you later, pal.
We do have to get in here. I don't think the door. I don't think the door is an option. Okay. I asked him all the questions. Let's talk to him again.
One more thing. This list of yours, where should we sign up again?
I'm afraid if you don't know, it's not my place to tell you, sir. Excusez-moi, the regulations, you know.
You hear that, Sonny?
I do, Marty.
I'm gonna lose my crest from this guy. Just wait.
Just don't get too excited, Marty. Not tonight. Anyway, thanks, pal.
Subtitles didn't really match up with what he was saying there for a second. I wonder.
Molly, my ex-wife. What do you have to do with all this?
Okay, I was wondering if we could just show him the picture that Natasha had, well, Deborah had given us on behalf of Natasha, but I guess that's not an option. I am a little stumped.
Look, Lewis, that bouncer over there.
Well, yes. He is a bit intimidating, but his manners are impeccable. Am I right?
Yes, indeed, but it seems tonight we're not on his list.
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. I get it. You'd like to go in, but he won't let you.
Yeah, something like that.
No problem at all. Come with me. I'll talk to him.
Much obliged, pal.
Yeah, thanks, Bunny.
Excuse me.
Ah, jeez, what the hell's wrong with you, Marty?
What? Did I say something wrong?
Sir, how'd you do?
Everything's fine, Mr. Aworth.
Good. Look, this noble pair of pigeons are my friends. They're on the list, okay?
L'archulamonde, sir.
And as for you, you owe me one, gentlemen.
He has some like pull. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I know his hotel used to be very prestigious, but like not now.
Thanks, old pal.
It was my pleasure to help you, as always.
All right, we're in.
The jazz overwhelmed us. There was no band in sight, yet the music seeped from the walls like years of cigarette smoke and the smell of spilt whiskey. Behind the bar, rows of fancy bottles reflected the harmonious voices of pretty dames and the clinking of crystal glass. It was the kind of place that makes you drunk, even if you've never had a sip. A dangerous place for someone like me. No matter how alien I felt, it was strangely like coming home. Welcome to the Tsar. Well, here we are.
Mother of...
I take you to the nicest places, eh, sweetheart?
Oh, does it mean you're buying, honey?
Don't even think about it.
Ah, men these days. So, we're here to find a dame called Natasha.
I have a hunch she won't be hard to find. Let's mingle and try to avoid suspicion.
Just like always.
No, Marty, not like always. This time it's for real.
Okay, so everybody here looks very posh. Really fancy. Or really close to me. But okay, this is a nice place. This is actually really nice. This time let's start from the right. We have some movie posters.
Huh. Another lupus movie. Jeez. Is there nothing today they're not trying to sell with this guy?
Whoa, don't be rude, Sonny. Lupus is a timeless genius. Have you seen Predator City? God, I'm still getting chicken bumps. But wait, who's that next to him?
Cassandra Ruby Faye. Nah, never heard of her.
Cassandra Ruby Faye. Oh, gods, even her name makes me go weak in the knees.
Watch your blood pressure, pal.
Don't mind me, just women and guns are my only weakness.
Huh. No shit.
Nice if we could like scroll through them.
You think this is one of those movies where the femme fatale gets everything in the end and the poor detective's left stranded?
Yep, just like life.
I didn't actually read it. So we have Hannibal, Bogan, and the Bandicoot. The picture they were born, bad for? What? The big sheep, okay. Poodle, wait. Poodle Tormal Shiny? Murder My Tweet? Okay.
Ooh, I've seen this. Hicks Poodle plays a private eye, hired to look for a woman, then gets into some kind of blackmail thing that's connected to the first case, and...
Hey, Marty?
What, yeah?
I don't give a shit.
I feel like I'm murdering these puns or something. Like I'm missing something. They're going over my head. Okay. This done for hire. Okay.
Oh, I know this fodder guy. He was kind of good in Death of the Horse.
You've seen every clucking movie.
You know, Laura and I go to the movies a lot. When was the last time you went?
Exactly 12 years ago.
Whoa, you remember that precisely? Let me guess. Molly?
Yep, our very first date.
I see. What did you watch?
I don't remember. I just remember her, and nothing else.
You're a clucking poet. I mean it.
This guy is certainly not a gangster henchman.
Of course he's not.
I mean, it says henchman in the name. All right, let's see.
A fox is a wolf who sends flowers.
What?
Oh, nothing. I read it somewhere.
Fascinating. I didn't know you could read.
Ha ha ha. Very funny.
I was hoping to have missed the main event.
You're a rusty old cock, that's why.
So says the little butt jam.
But what? That's not even a word.
It is now, all because of you. You should feel honored. Butt jam.
You know, Sonny, sometimes you're like an evil little child.
So, where the hell is Natasha?
Let's ask that stud over there with those nice gals.
That guy looks way too horny for my taste.
Oh man, your sense of humor is bad as ever.
I agree.
You just need to get used to it again.
What?
All right, well, he does look very impressive, and the ladies beside him are actually really quite nice. Okay.
This is the life, huh? What's this guy do? Real estate? Mob accountant? Or is he a movie star?
He looks like a coat hanger to me.
That was actually worse than the previous joke.
I try.
Okay, but can we talk to him? You guys said you wanted to talk to him, but it looks like we can just look at him. We'll look at him one more time just to see if that opens up dialogue.
This is the life, huh? What's this guy do?
Okay, so no. We have waitress. We have this guy. They just keep staring at us.
Long legs. I mean, pretty and long legs for a squirrel, but I don't want to be prejudiced.
We're not here to stare at pretty squirrels. We're here to investigate, remember?
You know, just because you keep staring at me like that, I'm just gonna go ahead and ignore you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Hey, there's Philmar.
Who? Oh, yes. Philmar. Because that's what he calls himself, right?
You know him well?
We had some seriously wild cases together, yes. Mainly in Averia, way before Clawville. Another place and another life.
Sounds good. Like the blurb of some cheap pulp fiction book.
Yeah, it was the exact opposite. But the old bird's worth saying hi to.
Okay, so we have a... There was something before too. The Clawville Chronicle, that's right. The Clawville Chronicle is the most read and highest quality newspaper in the city. It is so famous that it's also being read by beyond Clawville's borders and not just in the colonies. This was the paper that first published an article about the two heroic roosters, aka the Chicken Police. The article was written by Timothy Saltwater, the Seagull journalist who has since become somewhat of a legend himself, okay? And we have Philmar Lowe, Falcon, male, absolutely average, forgettable guy, wow, and my old acquaintance from Avaria.
Well, well, if it isn't the great detective, Marlowe.
Blow me, Sonny. You know I don't use that name anymore.
Okay, Mr. Dumbass alias Philmar Lowe.
So says someone who tried to go undercover with the Feather Pillow Mafia is a turkey. Right, Mr. Turk Cayman?
Hey, that was a long time ago. I was young.
And I stick to my principles and my stupidity. Philmar Lowe, and that's that. Don't rile me up, you old fart.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, I'm a little clucked tonight.
I know the feeling, pal. By the way, what are you two doing here? You stick out a bit. Are you here for a good old-fashioned beating?
We stick out? Man, you look terrible. Like someone who sat on an electric pole.
Don't even ask. I feel exactly like that.
You want a case?
5 feet tall, half of that legs. Angelic voice, demonic eyes, just the usual.
Oh boy.
And you?
Something like that. Just don't know the exact numbers yet. A dame named Natasha. She called us here. If I'm not mistaken, the joint is hers.
Yeah, she owns the joint, amongst others. Well, good luck, guys. That broad has a reputation. She's not the kind to toy with, if you know what I mean.
Any useful information?
For free?
Stop clucking around, Philmar.
All right, but just because of the old days. Look for me after you've talked to her. You wouldn't understand what I have to say about her before then. Don't leave unless you're thrown out, in which case, you know the drill. We don't know each other, I'll deny you in a blink.
Good to see you too, old pal. We'll be back.
Did Ibn Wessler just come in? All right, so good old Filmar must know something about Natasha that could be important for the case, but he won't talk until I meet her. He seemed a bit nervous. It must be something really significant. Okay. And I think now his profile was updated. Filmar, the name he goes by nowadays, is an old comrade from before the Clawville times. He's one of the best private eyes in the city, and just like most of them, he gets into trouble with the law pretty often. Yet he's one of the very few people who can still be trusted in Clawville. Okay, let's talk to the bartender really quick.
Look, Sonny, I know it's not my place, but Laura's father went to that guy when his, problems had gone too far.
You're treading on thin ice, Marty.
No, Look, fellas at the station are talking, All kinds of things. Moses, Plato, Bosco, and the others.
Talking, eh? About what? About why Blood Boil took my badge? About what an untrustworthy alcoholic wreck I am?
I was just about to say, when he was saying that all the guys were talking, I was like, oh, maybe that's the reason why his badge was taken, or maybe he just did something under the influence that got his badge taken.
Look, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter.
Good, and let it stay that way.
At least we're cracking this one together, yeah?
Sure, Marty. 2 whiskeys, kid, and no horsing around.
I've never heard that one before. Sonny, you gotta drive,
Yeah, you're right, Marty. Hey, Longface, give me a glass of tap water too, okay?
Yes, sir. Coming right up. That wasn't exactly what I meant.
New function, so we can ask the bartender. Okay.
Tell me, Hey Breath, have you seen Natasha tonight?
Not yet, sir, but she's coming on soon.
Well, can you tell me anything about Mr. Ibn Wessler?
Sir, I don't want to.
What about, let's see, $5 maybe?
But, sir, you haven't even paid for your drinks yet. Yeah, stop riding on the details, Big Nose. You do your job, and we'll do ours, okay?
I mean, we're not here for work, of course. We're just here to relax.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Just a little fun. Of course, gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
Gentlemen, your drinks.
Yeah, sorry, but we have to run. Thanks anyway, Bojack.
My name is not Bojack.
All horses' names are Bojack, actually.
I tip you, pal, but I don't have any change, so... Sure, sir. The Tsar welcomes you back anytime.
Sounds good, Bojack.
Yeah, he never wants to see you guys again. All right, so we do have something new. We actually picked it up.
Daddy, darling.
Calling booze darling, it's kind of weird, don't you think?
Says someone who calls his gun collection his harem.
Touché. I'll shut it.
Good birdie. What is it, Butt Jam?
Nothing, old fart.
Can talk to Ibn now. Really want to do that? Okay.
Isn't that?
Yes, it is. The great Ibn Wessler, in the flesh. So much for our incognito.
You think he noticed us?
Only if he's not entirely blind.
Great.
Well, I mean, since he's already noticed us, go speak to him.
That woman with Ibn, I think I know her from somewhere.
Maybe in your dreams, pal.
The memories are returning.
Geez, just spare me the dirty details.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk to him.
Just act nonchalant, my friend.
No, it can't be.
What now?
Is that Olivia?
No, Marty.
Hey, Olivia.
Are you talking to me?
It's me, Marty.
Oh, God.
What a pleasant surprise. The Rooster Copper's in person.
Chicken Police. But yeah, Mr. Wessler, you could say so. The name's...
Sonny Featherland, of course. Chicken Police. Your partner is, he is,
Marty McChicken. Sir, I just introduced myself to your lady companion seconds ago.
Oh yeah. I'm so happy to see you.
Hello, boys.
So, to what do we owe this pleasure, gentlemen?
Yeah, so, we were, just in the neighborhood, and...
Cut the crap, Marty. All right, we're here for your sweetheart, Natasha.
Oh, I see.
No big deal. Just a blackmail thing. You know, horrifying threats written on the wall with blood-red paint. The usual stuff. You must be familiar with this kind of thing.
Oh yeah, indeed. It's, nasty business. But I didn't know Natasha hired a detective because of this simple matter, but to be honest, I understand. I would have taken matters into my own hands, you see. But I'm kind of busy.
Mr. Wessler had a meeting with Attorney General Hamtaro yesterday, so he's rather tired. If you would excuse us.
Oh, dear Olivia, it's okay. These gentlemen are just doing their job, right? And if I've heard correctly, they're notoriously thorough. So, how can I help you?
We've got a few questions, if you don't mind.
I'm at your service.
Okay, so we'll ask him a few questions in a minute. Let's read some of the stuff we got. So, Olivia Blackwing, crow, female, unusually tall and slim for a crow. She is quiet and mysterious. Olivia is currently Ibn Wessler's assistant and escort. Finding out whether there is anything other than a working relationship between Miss Crow and Mr. Rat could prove valuable. Understood. Places, any codexes? Okay, so I think we're all caught up here. Unless they added anything to Ibn. He's been acting quite strange recently, as if he was trying to withdraw from his own shady businesses to live a simple life with simple pleasures. That wouldn't be a problem in itself, but this just isn't like him. Okay, let's ask him some questions. Arcub, ask him about himself, ask him about Natasha. Let's go ahead and, interested, we can ask him about Lewis. He keeps popping up. Let's ask about Hobart first.
I'm not as exciting as people tend to believe. I grew up in a poor family of many siblings. I'm the only one still alive, unfortunately. My career started with a shoe store, and now, here I am.
I wouldn't call that an average life. Shoe store owner to mob boss.
How dare you speak to Mr. Wessler like that?
I mean, that's what he is, right?
Leave it, Olivia, dear. It's just provocation.
I'm sorry if I offended you, Mr. Wessler. Shall we talk about something else?
All right, so let's ask about Natasha and then maybe Lewis.
Look, detective, if you want to know something, just ask.
All right, Mr. Wessler.
Look, detective, if you want to know something, just ask.
All right, Mr. Wessler.
That was it for Natasha? Okay. Lewis.
Everybody knows Mr. Hayworth. He's an antique piece of furniture in this city, so to speak.
Only a bit worn out.
It's not my fault that he's so much in debt, detective, but the name of his family still rings quite loud in Clawville.
Is that still worth anything?
The name is just their name, of course, but the man behind the name is another matter, Mr. Featherland.
You're a pragmatic rat.
Thank you.
Nice bunker you got here.
Well, thank you, but it's not mine. Not anymore. But I'm sure you already know that. Listen, detective. If you want to know something, play Zack straight, huh?
All right, Mr. Wessler, let's make this a bit more professional.
Gotcha. So now we can do this. That's what he means by ask it straight. Well, let me still get the thing about Olivia Blackwing, and then we'll do that.
Has your assistant been working for you long?
Are you talking about me?
Yes, I'm talking about you, ma'am.
Let me answer your question then. I've been in Mr. Wessler's employment for 6 months. Why do you ask?
Oh, just routine questioning, you know. Most of them aren't good for anything. Just killing time.
It sounded rude to me.
Yeah, please forgive her, detective. Olivia's a real firecracker.
Okay. So now we can question him.
Wessler is a tricky guy. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about him, so I have to be cunning. I can't just pin him against a wall. Yet.
Okay, how do you feel when you heard how did you feel when you heard about the blackmail?
How did you feel when you heard about the blackmail?
Honestly, I found it ridiculous.
And now?
Now I'm kinda interested. But I wouldn't call it blackmail yet. They're just empty threats. There were no demands.
Good point.
Thank you. Are we done?
No, not quite.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Why didn't you just call the police? That's kind of a dumb question for a mob boss. You seem a very busy man. May I ask what you do?
You seem a very busy man. May I ask what you do?
It's, uninteresting.
Would you elaborate?
I got a small share in the meat substitute business. If the new product works, maybe we can make your job easier.
You mean reduce predation in Clawville?
There are such plans. If you're interested, talk to Olivia, my assistant. She's an expert in what she does, unlike me.
Thank you. That's it for now.
You're very taciturn, Mr. Wessler. Though I've heard you're quite the speaker, okay? And is this place yours? So we know this place is not his anymore. He said that. How are your alibis, Mr. Wessler? And that's a little too direct, so I'm gonna go with this one.
You're very taciturn, Mr. Wessler. Though I've heard you're quite the speaker.
Look, I'll gladly talk to anyone about business, and even happier to talk about art. But I'm no fan of interrogation on a night out. Are you even on duty?
Sorry for any offense, Mr. Wessler. Let's talk about something else. Wessler is tougher than I thought, and he's secretive. It's time to gently beat around the bush.
So we also learned that he's short-tempered. Okay, so our meter went down. We are not doing well. Okay, are you and Natasha close? Do you spend a lot of your time here? Were there any similar incidents in Natasha's past? Don't you find these messages dangerous? I'm going to ask if there were any similar incidents.
Were there any similar incidents in Natasha's past? I mean, threats, blackmail, enemies, or insane fans. Psychopath pianists, perhaps.
I don't know about enemies, but she's a celebrity. A star shining bright in Clawville's night sky. Do you understand? She gets endless fan mail. It could be anybody. I wouldn't overreact.
Natasha doesn't feel that way.
I've noticed.
That's something. Do you think one of the culprits is her fan? Do you think one of the fans is her culprit? Is everything all right between you and Natasha? Start talking straight, Wessler. There's no point in wasting each other's time. Okay, so I do want to ask the first one. But I kind of want to ask the second one too. Is everything all right between you and Natasha? I'm going to ask the second one.
Is everything all right between you and Natasha?
Yeah, you don't beat around the bush, do you? Understandable, I guess. Naturally, our relationship is stable and perfect. I'm the setting, she's the gemstone. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
I rarely hear such poetry, but I understand exactly what you mean, Mr. Wessler.
So, you have your answer.
No recent friction?
Wouldn't you like to know?
It would make my job easier.
Yeah, it would only lead you astray. So be glad that I tell you no. No friction.
Ibn is quick-tempered, and I can use that to my advantage. I've confounded and softened him with my previous questions. Now it's time to be specific and ruthless.
The mob boss and the pussycat, eh? How did you even meet, okay? Would you be willing to testify at the station? Have there been similar threats in the past? Well, since we're provoking him, I'm gonna go with the first
The
one.
mob boss and the pussycat, eh? How did you even meet?
Huh? Are you trying to piss me off, Corpora, so I accidentally let some big secret slip out, huh?
A simple answer would work.
You know, Natasha, she's both connoisseur and muse. So, how was it? When was it exactly?
You don't remember? That's strange.
Ah, yeah. The Millions, of course. It was like another lifetime. It happened right here. Only this place was called the Millions back then. She was a dancer. Behind the scenes, I arranged opportunities for her on the big stage. Yeah, maybe she still doesn't know it was me. Then one day, I invited her for a drink with a promise that if she was willing to meet me, I'd buy the place for her.
I guess she was willing.
The next day, she had the club in her name.
Well, that is romantic.
Yeah, there are many kinds of romance, Birdman. There's cheap and there's expensive. You get what you can afford.
Do you live in the same house as Natasha? Interesting.
Do you live in the same house as Natasha?
Oh, you're really something. Natasha's a free woman, but mostly, yeah, at my place in Gold Town. But she has her own kind of a weekend house.
How often does she use the weekend house?
Yeah, every other weekend. Roughly.
I see. That's very important information.
Yeah, if you say so.
Is she completely alone when she's there at the weekend? So Natasha feels like she's in grave danger, yet she's still going out alone. Okay, so we want to provoke his anger. We do. So the first one would do that. Although I really am curious about the second one. We're gonna go with the first one.
Is she completely alone when she's there at the weekend?
As I've told you, Natasha's a free woman, eh? She's an adult. She doesn't need an escort. Or, she didn't need one until now.
Okay, so actually that won't provoke his anger. He seems pretty open
Are you
to that
afraid
relationship.
for her? You know, a big star like her, alone in that house.
I never said a black car doesn't drive by 2 or 3 times a day, but, it's just caution. Huh. I'm not a monster after all, am I?
He doesn't seem short-tempered at all to me, actually.
I suppose not.
So Natasha feels like she's in great. Yeah, okay, so that might have been the question we were supposed to go with.
So Natasha feels like she's in grave danger, yet she's still going out alone.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at. But I'm 100% sure of her loyalty. She's gone out very rarely since this started, and mostly in my company. Yeah, you know, I'm not sure if you do, but in our social circles, banquets and dinners are frequent.
Illegal gambling nights.
You got me there. Yeah, you're right. Natasha is crazy about the roulette wheel.
Always putting it all on the red, right?
Yeah, you're a real rotten bastard, Sonny. Although, yeah, always on the red. Yeah, right.
So, can we meet your lady?
I don't see why not. But first, please, listen to her sing. She's on soon.
I don't think my rank is good. Okay, 90%. That's not bad. The legendary Chicken Police back in action, still a bit weary, but untarnished. Good work. Okay. Important clue. Ibn's trying very hard to change the subject when it comes to the threats. He obviously knows more than he's willing to tell. Yeah, he doesn't seem super interested in, in the threats that she's been getting, which is really interesting to me.
Thank you for your time. We'll be seeing you.
I have no doubt about that, unfortunately.
Hey, we should grab a coffee or something, Olivia. You know, for old time's sake.
Pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. Goodbye.
Oh.
Please, take a seat. The show's gonna start soon.
Sonny.
Chloe still lying in my bed, and it's dead.
That was, unique.
Oh, that is cute. Nobody has ever given me such a unique compliment before.
Forgive me, my name is Santino Featherland.
I thought so. You look more or less like I imagined.
More or less.
Sometimes less is more, Mr. Featherland.
Ahem. You were amazing, dear, as always.
Could you be my little furball and fetch me a cocktail?
But of course.
Ibn will be back soon. We'll have a few minutes to talk. Then he'll end the conversation and throw you both out.
With all due respect, ma'am, we're not that easy to get rid of. Doesn't matter who's trying, believe me.
Doesn't matter, he'll do it. That's why I'm telling you. I don't want a scene. My room's upstairs. Meet me there in 20 minutes. Come alone, Sonny. You'd be too conspicuous otherwise.
Hey.
I understand. You know, they call him Target Marty at the station.
I don't have time, Mr. Featherland.
Sure thing, Natasha. I'll come to your room. 3 knocks, a short pause, then another 3.
I'll be waiting. Go, before he comes back.
I knew she was trouble the first time I saw her. She wore danger like a perfume. It was simply part of her being, and it attracted me, like light attracts the moth people. I wanted to be the microphone as she whispers her melodies, or the pillow she rests her feet on while reading some cheap romance. I wanted to be her nightdress, barely touching, barely covering her marble skin. But I was a cop, and a lifetime wouldn't be enough to rid myself of what a woman like her hides under her makeup. Keep your distance, Sonny. Just keep your distance.
Okay, so first let's talk about the irony that she is a cat and he is a mouse or a rat, the person that she's with, Ibn. But also it looks like Sonny has just been like hypnotized, just like the moment she opens her green eyes, he's just like, oh. So it'd be interesting if they have like some kind of a hypnosis thing going on that she has. Or if it's just like a feeling, you know, maybe it's not as interesting as I think. Anyway, moving on. So we're gonna end it here before we interrogate or speak to Natasha, and then later we'll go down and speak to Philmar. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.